Okay, beautiful souls, we have Kris Sorokwasz in the space, and I am so excited to dig in today. This is going to be a lot of fun. So, she is a trailblazer in the print services and promotional distribution space. She's got 2 decades of experience leading Fortune 500 clients towards tech driven, cost effective solutions. She's the founder of Advanced Business Graphics Incorporated, and she's built a woman owned company known for integrity, long term client retention, and year-over-year growth since 1994 when it started. And what I love about her is she's such a passionate advocate for doing it in a way that's in alignment with her soul. Like she's got all of the beautiful things under her belt that shows that she is successful in business, but she's built it her way. And so I'm so excited to peel back the layers of that about how she's loved what she's built, how she's learned from everything that she's built, and how she's used that as a catalyst to continue to grow and scale in a way that's so uniquely hers. So, Kris, thank you so much for joining us today. I can't wait to dig in with you today.
Thank you so much for having me. What a great introduction. Wow.
I love it. Well, welcome. Yes. So,
Thank you.
when I think about ABGI, the company that you founded, it's a certified women-owned company or woman-owned company since 2002. And then you were nominated as, the most progressive new member in the Women's Business Council of the Southwest in 2003. And I'm wondering, why do you think you were seen as progressive at that time? Like, what were kind of the energies that you were leaning into where you were like, I'm thinking outside the box. I'm wanting to bring in something different. Share with us a little more about that.
So we are actually celebrating 30 years this month. So that's a long time. I always say these are not smile lines. I've earned them.
Fair. Yeah.
So we're celebrating 30 years, but we did not get certified until I guess you mentioned 2002. So
Yeah.
a customer of mine came to me and said, "You really need to get certified. That will help us." I'm like, "Oh gosh, I heard that it's, a pain to do that. And I don't really need it." And finally they said, "No, we want you to do that for us." So of course the customer spoke. So I got certified, and that's been an interesting road also, is the woman-owned side of things. I'd say 30 years ago, there weren't very many women opening up businesses at the time.
Right. Yeah.
But I will say that in being in the promotional products business,
Yeah.
I've always been a very big gifter. Like you go to lunch and I bring you a little something, and again, it's just something that's within me. So I found this world of, promotional branded gifts perfect for myself, because
Yes.
I'm a gifter, and some people are, some people, it doesn't matter. It's just been within me since I feel birth. So for me to be in this business is just, talk about alignment. Oh my goodness. It just lines right up with who I am inside.
Yes.
So, and we get so excited about people's brands. All of our brands are, it's a big thing today to be your personal brand, your corporate brand, but it's been important to me since day one, because of our business. And so I'd like to say that maybe there's no coincidence that I came into this business. It truly is my soul's mission. And I feel comfortable here. There's been ups and downs, of course, in business. But if you are totally comfortable in what you're doing, it makes those downtimes, less down, I should say. We're going through some, right now, there's a lot of uncertainty in the world. So we're going through that a little bit with our customers. They're like, our clients are saying, I think we're going to hold off and see what these tariffs do, see what, which is very fair. Like we totally get that. And then we're working on some really fun projects. And the team gets so excited. It's just so fun. The energy in our office is always so fun because we all love what we do. And that's kind of a core value of ours. I mean, if you don't like, picking up a piece of paper and saying, "Oh, can you feel the linen in there?" We get excited about every little thing. And so at our team, we've got several core values that we really live. And, putting the customers first is one of them. And that doesn't mean letting a customer walk all over you. It means having a relationship.
Yes.
That's where it all begins. And I've gotten to a point in my life where I have relationships with people I really like. I'm just too far down the line to not have that. I've had to work with some difficult people and I knew it wouldn't last because there was not that alignment. So for me, business has never been about profit. Although we make a profit, we make a good profit. Our business has done exceptionally well through the years. But how do we come to that? We're helping people gift their brand to others. And for me, it's more about making sure that is purposeful on their end. And then it all comes. I mean,
Yes.
if you approach it from the right side of things,
Yeah.
profit. I left a company 30 years ago because they were so profit driven. And so, can you get another point? That to me was really like so off putting. I knew that I had worked there 5 years and that was a long time because it was,
Yes.
the time when, the Cowboys, boy, we were, in the suite at the Cowboys and our customers are there. And it just didn't feel right that, we were kind of entertaining, although I've entertained a lot through the years, but we were entertaining and trying to get more from a customer. That's not how we do it here. We treat our vendors as well as we treat our customers. They do our success is the strength of our vendors. So I don't know if it's a new way of doing things, but it's more, I think for me, that's the only way I know how to do it. That it started from day one and I was profitable the first month in business. So, and that's, again, have had some hard times, but have never not been profitable. And it just comes along with the mindset, I think. And
Yes.
women-led companies are very different than male-led, so, and it's not right or wrong. They're just different.
And share with me more, because that's been such a common thread around like women in business, you being in leadership roles when it comes to that too. What are some of those common themes that you notice for women-owned businesses that you're like, that is like a superpower of women?
Yes. I would say, we, we really are very intuitive. We have to be. Our children are sick, or if somebody's sick around us, we have to, we're empathetic. We're
Yes.
very intuitive, again, can read the room. Again, it doesn't feel like a superpower because I have it. So it doesn't feel like a superpower, but I've grown to learn that yes, it really is a superpower. And how we come to business when we're at networking functions, we're always so excited to hear from other people. Let them talk and let them say what's in their world. And so being good listeners. I say to banks, banks are always wanting a relationship with us. We have a line of credit. We really are very fiscally sound and very conservative there. But so we have a relationships with probably about 5 banks. And they love going to the women's meetings because women pay their bills. I said, isn't that amazing? Like, I would
Yeah.
never not pay a bill. I would
Yeah.
never try to get out of some. I mean, now fair is fair. If somebody's gonna, if somebody, charges something ridiculous, of course,
Right. Yeah.
but fair is fair. And so, I laugh at them all the time. You're shooting fish in a barrel because we're all very low credit risks. We're not,
Yeah.
we're not going to skate on you. We're not.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, very conservative when it comes to our banking, our money issues, if you
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
And even around here, we have a very large distribution center. It's 100,000 square feet. And when I was building it, I was like, oh my gosh, how is this going to work? How am I ever going to fill this up? And of course, you always do, but we built it right. And people want to buy the building from us. I get a call probably once or twice a week,
Wow.
realtors, because it's a great location. It's a good size building. And again, we built it for our business and to treat and serve our customers.
Yeah.
And I don't want to move out and I don't want to afford their rent if I sold it to them at a very high profit. So
Yes. Yeah.
I watch out for the business and what's good for our customers. And even another building that we own, we have a woman-owned business. She's in office furniture, and it would kill her if we sold that building. The first thing they would do is the new buyer would raise the rates.
Yes.
And that's not. I took a chance on her because she wasn't the most sound at the time, but I wanted to give a woman a leg up. And I think that's also where women differ. Sometimes we feel like I've spent my life raising women up to whether it's in their careers, whether it's in other businesses, mentoring, it's so wonderful to see someone that may not be as sure of themselves really just knock it out of the park. So
Mm.
and I love the female growth that I see
Yes.
a lot
Yes.
and I am in groups, women's presidents organization, very kind people, and they really want to help. They really all want to help each other. That's refreshing. I like those meetings.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you're speaking into what I love too is that relationship building. It's not about like I always think like what makes my business expand and what's made it scale the way that it has is like I genuinely love what I do and I genuinely love my clients. But I'm also very clear on who do I get to serve and who's out of alignment. And
Yep.
that's a big part of what you were saying, the intuition, really tuning in, making sure that when you're spending your life force energy on something, it's in alignment because that is a flow state that allows for more and more growth, more expansion, more opportunities, more people to flow into you because you're saying yes to what's in alignment, no to what's out of alignment, like keeping the space that you're in because it feels like it's aligned, even though you're getting probably some astronomical offers. You're like, it's not in alignment. Yeah. And so for you just being in tune with that and really being like, this is what feels good, this is what feels aligned, that's huge. And
Yeah.
that I think really probably contributes to the company culture that you have too. So I'd love to even talk more about company culture and how you've built what you've built because I know that's such a huge factor in happiness on with yourself, with your team members. So tell me, how did you build the culture that you've built?
Well, along the way, there's good and bad and everything.
Of
So
course.
we've tried on a lot of different situations that
Uh-huh.
probably didn't work. And,
Yeah.
the big thing is we hire and fire and review by our core values. Our core values are
Mm-hmm.
there because 10 years ago or so, when we run on EOS. So we went through this onboarding process and we said, this is what I feel. These are our core values. This is how I feel.
Yes.
I started the company. This is how we go to life at ABG.
Mm-hmm.
And those core values never, ever fail us. And so
Mm-hmm.
when we're bringing people in and, we want to put them in the right seat because it's about their happiness as well. Like it's not just us hiring people, it's about bringing on the right people and with the right attitudes. I can train skill sets, I can do all that. I can't train for a good attitude. A
Yes. So
positive,
true.
I'm chronic, like I'm crazy positive, I'm on my strengths, the strength finder thing that
Mm-hmm.
we all do. And we
Yes.
chart all of our strengths here.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, why can't somebody in the warehouse understand this? Why?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, because they want to put things back in place where they were. And so for me, I'm the Tasmanian devil. Like I come through whirlwind, all these
Uh-huh.
ideas. And then
Yeah.
like, I need my world to be organized. And so I look at the strengths. I'm like, that's why
Mm.
my quick start, my all of this is just butting up to the people in the warehouse that have to get this stuff out every day, hundreds of orders. And I
Yes.
come out with one little order that has to go overnight and everything stops. Of course, they're going to be a little bit hacked at that because I just
Mhm.
stopped their whole production day. And,
Yes.
and I never realized that was a thing because and again, that's within us. So knowing those core values and also knowing my strengths,
Yeah.
because there's no right or wrong strengths, knowing the strengths of our team
Yeah.
helps us all get along so much better, so much
Yes.
better. And it took me a while. It took me quite a while to get there. If
Yeah.
you have harmony in your skill set, you probably aren't going to make it here.
Mm-hmm.
We all want harmony, but what does that look like? If harmony is within you is one of your top strengths, and we have a lot of, our top 5 or 10 is what we really live by, but there's a lot. And so if somebody has harmony, they are people that just don't want to rock a boat. They want everybody happy, kumbaya. That's not business.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have good constructive discourse. We're gonna have disagreements. That's how we grow. That's how
Mm-hmm.
we find out where the problems are in our processes. And
Yes.
so if you can't take uh and these are very, again, we can agree to disagree. We can have disagreements that hopefully move us forward. We would
Mm-hmm.
never ever be, nasty to anybody. But if you are always harmonious, it's not gonna work. We
I
found that,
agree. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And that person was miserable, and like, why aren't we clicking? seemed in the interview process that is so lengthy that it was going to click, and it just did. And when we went to talk to her, it was really mutual. And we helped her, hey, you can stay employed until we help you find something better. It's just, I don't think it's going to work long term. And we know now that we need to fire faster too. If they're not going to work, let's try not to mold them to us. Let's try to make sure that they really walk the talk with our core values. So
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
it's working. We have people in the Philippines also. And so we have a team of 6 over there now, and they're in every meeting. We want them to feel as much a part of our team as our team here in person. And so they are included in everything. And we went over to visit them, and they are the most
Fun.
loveliest people. And
Yes.
they just work so hard for us. And we took them a bunch of swag. Oh my gosh, we took
Oh, I love
3
it.
huge suitcases just full of
Yes.
ABGI swag, and husbands were stealing things from my wife said, "Oh, he took the hat right away. He got that.
Yeah.
He won't give it back." So very sweet. So, but we have a great team.
I love it.
That promotes our growth too, is having the right people in the right seats, that good team that, we try to work a hard 8-hour day. Some days we can knock off a little early. Some days we have to stay a little late. Just depends on the workflow, and everybody's okay with it.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
we have families, this is, again, a woman-owned company, we really take families into consideration.
Absolutely.
We know all the families, we know all the kids at Christmas time, we all get together. I want to know the kids. I want to make sure that they know us and that they know how important, this work is for them. And now we've got teenagers that work in the warehouse in the summer when they come home for, from college or whatever stage in their life they are, and they love to work in the warehouse. They love kidding and things like that. So I get to hang with them, which is really nice.
Yeah. Yes. I love this so much. And for someone who's tuning in that's like, I want to start doing this on my team. I want to understand their strengths. I want to understand maybe the areas of opportunity. Do you have them take a certain test? Like tactically, how do you personally understand people's strengths and areas of opportunity and things of that in your company?
Yes, we do. Everybody, before we hire them, so when we are interviewing people, we will give them the Clifton Strengths Finders.
Yes.
And here I've got, so we print up these water bottles. It says who I am. And it's kind of interesting. So mine is positivity, includer, which drives my family crazy. Our Christmases are crazy with all the people. And if somebody doesn't have somewhere to go, they're coming to my house.
Yes.
Somebody's on the street, they're coming to my house. Woo is, winning others.
Oh, you've come to the right place for the woo.
That's
Anyone
right,
who's tuning in, it's like, me too. Yeah.
Communication and futuristic. So when, I sometimes have to look at those and say, oh gosh, that chronic positivity that's getting in my way sometimes, I'm like, give her another chance. I don't think she meant it that way, whatever, sometimes it kind of gets in the way, but I have Stephanie who works for me that balances that and says, are you just, blocked because that's who you are? Or, because I'm seeing something different.
Yes.
Which
wow.
is so valuable. So valuable.
So valuable.
And we chart all those, our top 5, we chart with everybody. I don't know how many times we'll say, oh yeah, that's because, she or he is this. And I might not understand that because I'm so far the other side. I have 0 executing strengths. So how do I get anything done during the day? How do I, I've had to, through the years, really block time and do things and little hacks along the way that to help me get things done, because we don't move forward if we don't get things done.
Yes.
So that's, again, those are the things that we really look at is our strengths. And of course there's there's other tests, but that's the main one that we really take a look at. And just because it doesn't lie, there are strengths from birth or wherever, whenever we come to light. So just even my own daughter taking it, I said years ago, I said, you've got to take it so that it helps me get through that 15, 16-year-old state that I was like, oh my gosh, am I talking to my kid? I can't be her.
Yes. Yeah. I love this.
Yeah.
I'm curious, as someone who's tuning in, that they might be like, oh, I'm exactly like that. Like I see, I am positive. I'm seeing the, big picture. I'm woo. I'm these things. How do you personally get stuff done when like the execution part feels a little bit wonky? Like, what does that look like for you personally?
It's hard. I have a bunch of timers. If you could see like timer,
Life.
Pomodoro, I do everything.
Uh-huh.
And Stephanie, who is she's been with me for 25 years.
Amazing.
She knows. She'll come in and she'll say, okay, this is what you just do this, just get this done. And then we can, 12 people can move forward if you just get this done. Like,
Yes.
she helps me. We do top 3 every day. So
Mm.
these are the top 3 things that will move us forward in our
Mhm.
business.
I
Not
love it.
feel good. Like doing email is never on our top 3 lists.
Right.
Never be on we have to do it. It's within our role, but
Yes.
really what's going to move the business forward today? And,
Mm.
I really apply it to my weekends too. Like,
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get this project done.
Mhm.
What do I need to do today that's going to move me forward to getting that completed? So it's a bunch. Sometimes I just have to, tweak my brain because I don't have but I feel good when I get it done.
Mhm.
It's rewarding. And the bank, we mentioned the
Mhm.
bank. I have a great relationship with our bank, and
Mhm.
I'm always late with my financials because I don't, you have to care about your financials, but for me, it's not that, I'd rather go talk to customers. I'd rather be building than be in that financial seat, but it's a
Mhm.
seat I have to be in.
Right.
I have to make sure that our financials are right. I have to make sure that, we're doing good business so our financials stay strong. And,
Mhm.
but it's not something I want to do. So
Mm.
that
Mhm.
part, yeah, Stephanie will just keep pushing me along.
Yeah.
And we
I
know
love
each other. We know each
Yeah.
other on the team. The team knows too. The team knows everything about all of us. And so they'll push. They'll say, hey, if I could get that by 5 today, or if I could get that by Friday, that'd be great. I always put deadlines on things.
Yes.
And so that boxes me into.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
tools, Asana,
Yes.
we just, go high
Mhm.
level. I mean, we have our tech stack is very robust. So and I have to learn this stuff just like everybody else.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm slow at learning it because I'm so used to doing things a different way, but you can't. So
Yeah.
it's a fabulous business to be in, I think.
Yeah.
Some people would be like, oh, I can't imagine,
Mhm.
putting things in a box and sending them out,
Mhm.
5,000 at a time,
Mhm.
whatever that looks like. To us, it's just so exciting.
Absolutely.
Have you heard about the Labubu trend? That's out.
Yes.
We're doing
What?
one for a customer. It's
Oh
so,
my gosh.
not knocking it off, but
Yeah.
along those same lines. Oh
Uh-huh.
my gosh, it's so much fun.
I
So much
love
fun.
it.
The first prototype is coming. The first pre-production sample is coming, I think, beginning of next week. So it's so cute.
Amazing.
So cute.
Yeah. You know what I love is it's kind of like you've leaned into the areas that you love to do most, and you've now made it like a mass scale where you're like, I love to gift, and now I just get to gift
Yes,
to everyone.
it's the
It's like,
truth.
yes, yeah.
Yes. And I
Having
came
that
across
why.
that, kind of came across that a year ago. Believe it or
Yeah.
not, like in business 30 years, well, longer
Mhm.
than that.
Yeah.
But it took that long for me to say, oh my gosh,
Yes.
why I landed here.
Mhm.
This is why it's perfect. And
Yeah.
not every day is perfect, of course,
Of
but
course.
and
Yeah.
we have problems and issues. But again, we hit them hard. We make
Mhm.
sure and transparency. We really have, with our clients, we have a very transparent, we set boundaries, we set
Mhm.
expectations very quickly.
Yes.
And I'm sure you do with your clients. The better they are set, the
Mhm.
easier it goes. And the
Completely
respect is
agree.
there. And the respect is
Yeah.
there. We respect them. And there's nothing better than a relationship
Mhm.
that works.
Yes.
And we've kind of culled through, like I look at our customer list and we've kind of culled through. And I mean, there's not one of them that I wouldn't want to go do something on a Saturday with.
Mhm.
They're just all very nice people and they get it and they have our backs just like we have their backs every day. When
Mm.
somebody needs something, and it happens weekly, when they really need something, they're not going to ask us to go out of our way if they don't really need it. Customers
Right.
don't just sit back and say, oh my gosh, I have to have it today.
Right.
It's somebody's boss saying that. It's somebody's customer saying that. So, it's very, for us, it's, all the balls up in the air, but in a day, sometimes we go home and we're like, oh, that's a pretty good day.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I made a difference today. Made a
Mhm.
difference. So
Huge.
it's
Yeah.
not rocket science, right? It's not like we're not operating on anybody. Nobody's,
Mhm.
it's going to die if they don't get it today. But you'd think around here that they would because
I know.
it's all
Yeah.
deployed and oh my gosh, all,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
all resources are just deployed in one area if it needs to
Mhm.
be. So
Yes.
we all know that we're here to help each other and it works somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. What I'm hearing you say through all of this is how important and powerful it is to be surrounded by soul aligned people. So, like people on your team, right? What I heard you say too, underneath all of that, was you're not hiring people that are agreeable. You're hiring people that challenge you, that actually say, like,
Absolutely.
wait a minute, let's take a look at this. Like, is that really working?
Yes.
Can we
Yes.
set this boundary or this timeline on it? That is so needed. When I started hiring for my team too, I was looking for someone that was going to think outside of the box, challenge me, come up with a better XYZ, because I'm like, I'm not the only mastermind here. Like, I want incredible minds from all over the board to come
Yes.
in to also help, like, offset some of the things that I'm not as great at, that they're incredible at. But I want them to also challenge me when I come in and I say certain things and they're like, that's great. And have you thought of this? Or, hey, what about this that you said last week and how it translates to this? I love that. And I'm so
Yes.
grateful for that. So it needs, so when you were talking about the harmony and agreeableness and all of those things, we're not growing if we're all just agreeing with one another.
Absolutely.
Right. So
Absolutely.
I love that you said that, because we're not meant to be cookie cutter versions of each other. There's no expansion and growth in that.
We don't need another me. Why would we
No,
need another me?
exactly.
We need that diversity of spirit, that
Yes.
diversity in thinking. For us, everyone thinks so differently, and that's what we love about it.
Yeah,
Making mistakes is not a bad thing. Like we
exactly.
learn as long as we can fix them, grow from it
Yes,
instead of pushing it under the rug and hoping nobody figures it out. That we made a mistake.
exactly.
We don't
Right.
care. Yeah, mistakes.
Yes.
I mean, it happens all the time. Different
Right.
things get, even on our portals, we set up portals for all of our customers, and a box gets checked that shouldn't be checked. Yes, we have to charge you sales tax.
Mhm.
This is what happened. We look back through the process and a box was unchecked. Well, who
Mm.
cares? Let's fix it and move forward.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I think that people are not afraid to try here. Like
Yes.
there's because we have some really crazy things sometimes. I've done so many really cool things and on timelines that, might have been impossible. But again, anything's possible. Anything's
Mhm.
possible. And
Yeah.
I love it when we do think outside the box. In our cafeteria, we have this big, it's a vinyl, it's on the wall actually, and it's think outside of the box, and box itself is
Mm.
outside of the box. So
I
it's just,
love
as
that.
you sit and eat, just think,
Yeah.
don't we don't want to all be we want to row in the same direction, but we don't need to be just all so lined up that it's just cookie cutter. It's just not gonna
Mhm.
it's not gonna work. So
Agreed.
yep.
Yes, I completely agree. And I love that you've created that openness for communication when it comes to those things. Because I've always told my team too, I'm like, I'm not looking for perfect. I'm just looking for bring it up and let's create a process so that things like this don't fall through the cracks next time. Like,
Absolutely.
just share it. It's an area of opportunity, but I'm just looking for transparency.
Yep.
And I'm also just looking for like accountability. I think
Yeah.
that's really powerful too, when someone can be like, hey, I did this. I messed up. I'm sorry. Here's what I think we should do moving forward, to not just come with the problem, but also come with a solution. That is like 10 out of 10 for me. I'm like, yes, like when I have team
Right.
members that like come to me with not just problems, but solutions, and
Important.
that they take accountability and they're like, let's come up with a new, process for this. And I'm like, yes, that's
Yes,
number one. I,
for
I will
sure.
never expect perfect because I've never done anything perfect,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Like ever.
Oh
So it's like,
gosh.
why would I ever expect that from anyone? That's an
Right.
impossible standard to uphold, and talk about the anxiety that would just, instill upon the team. So I think it's really powerful to hear you say
Just
that.
recently, we
Yeah.
had something come up that was a workflow. And again, I'm not on the ops side. I really live on that selling side. But on the ops side, it's a process that we've had forever. And the
Yeah.
warehouse is just like, this is driving me crazy. And
Mhm.
I'm like, how long have we had that process in place? And probably 30 years, ever since,
Yeah.
or well, maybe since '08.
Yeah.
And the warehouse just worked around it, did a workaround, Don't work around it. Raise your hand and say,
Mhm.
this, if somebody could do it this way, it would be so much better for us. And we
Yeah.
fixed it that day. And so it's like sometimes they don't even know they're working around things
Mhm.
because they think, oh, well, it's easier for ops to get the orders in this way and whatever. So I just need to do what I need to do. Well, no, because we want your job to flow as much as we want, the order entry side or whatever it is.
Yes.
I mean, it's constantly evolving.
Yes.
And so it keeps us on our toes. That's for sure.
Uh-huh.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't
Yes.
want to do anything else. It's all
Uh-huh.
I know. It's just all I know at this point. So,
Yeah.
and
I
people,
love,
the comfort
oh,
of the people in,
yes.
in bringing a problem to the meeting. We
Yes.
demanded in our meetings, we have issues. If you're not bringing issues, you're not working because everybody has issues. Everybody has
Yeah.
issues. I do.
Yeah.
Everybody has. So, and it's not a complaint session.
Uh-huh.
It's really, is this a real issue that we want to attack today?
Yeah,
And if it's something that everybody could learn and benefit from, let's get at it. So, but
absolutely.
issues are what helps us grow for sure.
Yeah, issues are areas of opportunity, right? These areas that are going to help us expand, streamline, make everyone's life easier, make them happier at work and then subsequently at home, so it's just about really. And what's cool about that you're doing that in the meetings is you now have eyeballs all over the place where you couldn't see everything. You're now asking all of the great minds to come together and say, okay, those that are watching this area, what areas of opportunity do we have here? What's
And
falling
they're
through the cracks?
accountable in their role.
Yes.
Yep. And I think
Beautiful.
that I'm sure, we're being a smaller company, I'm sure we're big for our size or we're big for our industry. But as far as is people wise, we're a small group. We have to work together. We have to have empathy for all people in all places. And if we have that, it just seems to just gel. And it's interesting how people will meet on the weekends or they'll go to lunch together or whatever. That just warms my heart. I just think that's
Mhm.
the best thing when they really like each other and they can
Yes.
work together, they can go to lunch. And again, they don't always agree, but it's okay.
Yes,
Mm.
absolutely. Huge.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think has been the most rewarding part about this whole thing? Founding this company,
Mm.
creating it, shifting, scaling, learning. What do you think has been the most rewarding part?
I would say, and this is just totally off the top of my head, I would say watching other people grow. I mean, it's
Yeah.
crazy. We have a guy that started in the warehouse. He's very detail oriented.
Mhm.
He was great in the warehouse, but smart kid. You just
Mm.
tell he loves opera. And I would talk to him
Yeah.
about the opera and I would, and that while I'm trying to, hey, can you get this X out
Yeah.
for me? What do you like to do on the weekends? And I said, hey,
Uh-huh.
I'll get you some opera tickets. I love the opera, so
Yeah.
anyway, so learning from him and talking to him, and he ended up coming into customer service
Mhm.
from the warehouse. He knows everything about that warehouse. So he
Mhm.
serves our customers very well because he knows all the products. He knows how they flow through our system.
Mm.
We promoted him again. He is now an account manager,
Mm.
really going to probably go into selling.
Yeah.
And it's the best thing to watch somebody really transform their whole life. Like he said, I probably would have been okay just working in the warehouse
Mhm.
forever. And we saw something in him that was different. And we said, oh, maybe, customer service opened up. He came to Stephanie and said, I'd like to try it. Nothing better than that.
I agree.
Nothing better than that. So watching him, and he's now, has a whole book of business that he is so good at serving.
Mhm.
Seeing his response time and how he onboards customers and how it's just like, I'm like, oh my gosh, it could have been such a different path for him
Mm.
if he didn't come to someplace like ABJ that
Yes.
really offers that growth. And we really
Mhm.
look at, what is your growth plan here? What does that look like? We
Yes.
just promoted somebody in the warehouse and
Mhm.
he's been wanting the promotion. And we're like, this is a great time.
Mhm.
You've been, I mean, he sends, a couple hundred orders a day out somehow,
Yeah.
if you put me back there, if I get one out, I'd be like
For sure.
a
You're like, yes.
celebration. Yes, I
For
did it.
sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I think that's the most rewarding is watching the other people grow for sure,
Mhm.
hands down.
Yes.
And then the gifting that we get to do, like we see really cool things and we'll say, oh gosh, like our water bottles. My husband and I own springs, so we do private label water.
Oh,
So,
amazing.
this is our ABGI water. So
Mhm.
anytime we go, we're going to hand out water, we're going to hand out, whatever it is
Mhm.
that we love at the moment. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, this is so great. They get
Mhm.
excited about it.
Yes.
And that's that connection that
Mhm.
we all look for.
Yeah.
Who wants to talk about printing and is the red too pink? Is that,
Uh-uh.
I don't want to talk about the mechanics. I just want to talk about fun things and initiatives that my clients and their wish list. I want to
Mhm.
see what their wish list is and really make that happen. I mean,
Yes.
have testimonials that would it's just knock you over because they're so excited that this program launched and it launched in record time and all that good
Mhm.
stuff, you know. I
Mm.
sometimes I think, you know, that COVID changed a lot, but I used to be in people's offices all day long. Like that was my jam. I just want to be there working with them, you know. And
Mhm.
now it's hard because people are remote. They don't come to an office as much as they used to. So
Right.
our meetings are a little bit. We have one remote customer that uses our conference room every Wednesday.
Mhm.
That's we're like, because I said to Jose, I said, invite them, tell them that they can use our conference room. We got a
Mhm.
large conference room. Just come and use it whenever. We'll block it off. And they're here
Mhm.
for 3 or 4 hours.
Awesome.
It takes their remote team and puts them in a group. By
Yes.
the way, and they're in our building. So we bring them donuts and we bring them, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Uh-huh.
So again, it's that relationship that they can trust, that they can be in our space, not bother us because we're still doing business here. And they have checked off it was a challenge for them that, you know, people everywhere, it's hard to keep that culture together when you're fully remote. So that's
Mm.
been exciting. That's been exciting.
Mm.
And that comes from that being an includer. You know, they
Yes.
came here one time and I said, oh my gosh, you can come. And Jose
Mhm.
said, I knew you were going there. I just
Yeah.
knew you were going there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But it's a great ride and fun. So
Mm. That's such a superpower of yours, bringing incredible people together. It sounds like in personal life, in business,
yes,
with clients, bringing them like physically together, or just even like you were saying, connecting those in the Philippines to the offices here, going
yes,
and visiting them. I mean, that's got to be such a huge part of the culture as well as the fact that you are so inclusive in
yes,
the way that you want everyone to feel welcome. You want it to
yeah.
feel like their place too. It's not just yours, you know? So I think that's a huge superpower of yours and
Yes.
something that
It's
I think
home.
is
Yeah,
really
this
important.
is their home and this is we care about them.
Yeah.
You know, so and in a day, you know, during COVID, I tried to work from home. I said, okay, we were essential because we had, you know, PPE here and all that
Mhm.
good stuff. So Stephanie would come into the office and she and I would
Mhm.
have masks. It would be just her and I here. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try to work from home. I'm going to give it a try. So I got up that next morning and I was in the office by noon because my husband thinks if he sees me, it's a honey-do list. Did you call
Oh,
with
yeah.
that? Did you call this?
Uh-huh.
Did you do that?
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm like,
You're like,
we have an
bye.
office that has like a partner's desk. So we were
Yes.
there to get, I'm like, oh no, this is not working for me.
Uh-huh.
So
Yes.
I worked for
Yeah.
half a day during COVID.
For sure. And then you're like, bye.
See you later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
no, that was a real learning experience to say the least.
I love this.
Uh,
I love it. Well, I would love to know when you think about how building the life that you've built has allowed you to live this unlimited experience. What do you think of when you think of unlimited and kind of how you've utilized that to create the life that's in alignment with your soul?
Oh gosh, that's so easy actually to
Uh-huh.
answer.
I love it.
So again, that because I have a very large entrepreneurial spirit, some people that start businesses, you know, maybe the entrepreneurial spirit's not there. Maybe their family pushed them into doing it or whatever.
Mhm.
Mine is, I
Yeah.
knew from, you know, very young age that I would probably do something on my own at some point, build something.
Yeah.
So I am an entrepreneur. So that unlimited to me means, you know, working with people that I want to work with,
Yeah.
taking vacations when I want to take vacations, you know, I mean, it's been financially freeing for me. So I think that unlimited means all that, all the things, and it's not because I don't have a boss. My bosses are clients. Our
Mhm.
clients are our bosses.
Mm.
So, you know, even when I'm on vacation, if a client needs something, I'm going to make sure that it happens. I have backup here, but if I need to be involved, of course, I'm
Mhm.
there. But I think it's the friends, the family, the people that you really want to be around.
Mm.
That's who you're around. You know,
Yeah.
you have the right and the power to choose that. And we had to fire a couple clients when where it was a time when I walked through in where the cubicles are
Mhm.
and somebody was answering the phone from one of our clients and I was like, are they talking to you like that? Like what? And I'm like, oh no. So
Mhm.
as soon as they hung up, I talked to the account rep and I said, is this how it is all the time? Like this is a little crazy. And you know, it is. And they're just pushed to the max and they have to, you know, so I'm the
Mm.
getting whipped because they probably got whipped or whatever. And so I
Mhm.
called the president of the company and I said, if it's not working for you, it definitely isn't working for us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because I don't want, I said, well, we can transition this. And oh no, it's okay. And I said, well, we can't have that kind of working relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's empowerment.
Yes.
That's being brave for your people.
Yes.
So I think that's unlimited. Like for me, like having this universe that we can create and not be afraid of it. Like I was never afraid to start this business.
Yeah.
I was afraid when I built a big building, how am I going to pay for it? How am I, and again, my husband says I don't know if I'm rich or poor in a day because it just doesn't compute.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, the harder I work, I'll probably get more. I don't know.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. I love
So
it.
he does remind me that number one, I'm on credit hold, he says. And then he says, I don't know if I'm rich or poor. And I said, yeah, that was the day I thought I was rich. That's why I had the money.
I
So,
love it.
so
Oh
kind of
my
funny,
God.
but it's, unlimited to me is being like this and chatting with you and and again, meeting friends along the way that really just add so much to my life. That's what unlimited means to me.
Mm.
Bringing it all in.
Yes, I love it. So for the people that want to be in your world and you want to bring them into your world, how
Yes.
do they connect with you? How do they get more of Kris?
So, well, on Instagram, of course, we're on Instagram, and I'm not the big poster that I should be. I'm trying to be better at that. I'm trying to post more, but it's very difficult. Of course, abgi.com, they can find us there. Come on by we love it when people stop in. We do have a lot of people that come by our center here because
Mhm.
it's in Flower Mound. It's easy. It's Grapevine, actually, between Grapevine, Flower Mound border. And so people do come by, but I'm Kris at abgi.com. If anybody wants to email me and would love to always, again, here's that includer. Come on by. We love to have people come on by because once you step in we have a little design studio, that shows the things that we've done in the past. It all of a sudden just registers and it's like, wow, I didn't know you did all this.
Mm.
No idea you could do badges for, our 10,000 employees. I had no idea that you could that you could print a book for us. I had no idea that you could do custom crops for us. I didn't, all this stuff
Yes.
that we do like just every day to show somebody is worth 1,000 words for sure.
Mm. Oh, I love this so much. Kris, thank you so much. This was
Thank
wonderful.
you.
The wisdom that you just embody and that you
No.
just shared into the space. And I feel so grateful for you sharing everything that you shared today and for how inclusive that you are. So anyone who knows you, I know feels like family.
Aw.
I
Aw.
feel that with you. So I just want to say, like, just thank you for being you and thank you for sharing all the wisdom that you poured into the space today. We're so grateful.
Thank you for having me. What a pleasure it's been. And of course, we need to still get together for lunch.
Let's do it. I know we live right down the street from
I
each
know.
other. We have to do it. I love it. Okay, well, for those of you that are tuning in, thank you so much for gifting us with your most precious resource, your time. We are so grateful for you. And until next time. Mwah.